Today, lesson 36B, discount, markup, commission, profit, sales tax. Some of those things, I defined what they were yesterday. We're adding a few new pieces onto that today. But today our focus is on finding the amount of each of those things. I'm going to show you one way, and then I'm going to show you another way which links up the way that we did problems yesterday. And our focus over the next couple of days is I'm going to show you multiple ways, and I need you to figure out which way works best for you. This is not the first time that I've shown you multiple ways and I've given you that choice. You just have to continue to look for the way that works best for you. Okay? So our focus today is on finding these things. So a little bit of background knowledge from 6th grade. You were taught the percent definition, and here's how it was defined. It's a ratio. This is about the 100th time we've come across that term ratio this year. But it's a ratio that compares a number to 100. So in other words, 68%, if we write that as a ratio that compares it to 100, that's 68 over 100. I realize that can be reduced, but that's usually how we start converting a percent to a fraction. 68% is 68 out of 100. 145% is 145 over 100. This should not look like something you've never seen before, because you should have talked about it last year. You should have also talked about how to convert a percent to a decimal. 74% is 0.74 because it's 74 hundredths. Same thing with 124%. That's 1.24 because that's 124 hundredths. 8% is 0.08 because that is 8 100ths. Now, we're going to talk about this idea of going back and forth between percents and decimals a lot today when we deal with our problems. So you need to make sure you totally understand this relationship, especially right here. Do we all remember doing that earlier in 5th grade or 6th grade?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should, because I guarantee that you've done it before. All right. Quickly, try that. Convert that to a decimal, please. I'm going to make sure we have that down. That should take you about 2 seconds. You can just do it somewhere in your notes. Carly, what would that be? 0.03. 0.03. Common mistake is say that's 0.3. It's 0.03. Quickly, try that one. Cairo, what should that be? 0.56. It is 0.56. Everybody try this one quickly. Chris? 2.51. And so the reason why I wanted to quickly make sure that we understood that is because we're going to use that in pretty much every single problem today. The relationship between a percent and a decimal. So here's number one. A music store's percent of markup is 67%. A CD costs the store $10. Find the markup. The first thing we need to do is define what a markup is. How stores make money is they buy whatever items they're selling for a certain amount of money from some other place, and then they mark it up. That's how they make money. So they raise the price. That's what a markup is. It's an amount added to the cost price of an item to cover overhead. Overhead means like employees, and to make sure that they make a profit. That's what a markup is. It's taking an amount and moving it up, or adding an amount to it. Okay? And I believe you have a spot in your notes where you're supposed to fill that in. So what we are trying to do here today is we're trying to find the amount of something. So if we want to find the amount of markup, the store buys the CD for $10 and then they're marking it up 67%. If I want to find the amount of markup, here is what I do, and you should be writing things down here. To find the markup, we are going to try and find 67% of $10. Mathematically, to figure that out, we convert 67% to a decimal, and since we're finding a percent of a number, we could use the math operation of multiplication to figure that out. So 67% of $10 in math translates to 0.67 times 10, and if we do that multiplication, we get $6.70. So the store's markup is $6.70. So for this problem, here's what it means. The store buys the CD for $10. They're now going to turn around and sell it for $6.70 more than that. So they would turn around and sell it for $16.70. But the only thing I'm concerned about today is finding the amount of something. So they're going to mark it up $6.70. And this is really the idea of everything that we're doing today. All right. I would like everybody to try number 2. A video game that regularly sells for $45 is on sale for 20% off. Find the amount of discount. Well, sometimes you go in a store and things are on sale, which means they discount or take money off of what the regular sale price is. That's what a discount is. Sometimes it's called a markdown. By the way, you've got a couple of places in your notes where you have to fill some things in. So we're finding the amount of the discount. So in essence, what we're finding is 20% of $45. That translates into a math problem like 0.20, because that's what 20% is as a decimal, multiplied by 45. And so that means the amount of the discount is $9. Now notice that these are word problems. Every time we've run into word problems this year, we write our answer as a sentence. Your sentence does not have to look exactly like mine, but it needs to make sense. Your answer in words. All right, so a quick little summary before I have you try some problems. To find the amount of markup, you multiply the percent as a decimal and the cost. To find the amount of discount, you multiply the percent as a decimal and the cost. All right, everybody try number 3, please. So like the other problems, we're finding the amount of markup, 25% of $60. That's 0.25 times 60, so that means that the shirt was marked up $15. Now, I want to bring up something because in our next lesson, which will be on Friday, I'm going to give you multiple ways. Yesterday we learned this percent over 100 equals the part over the whole. That will still work in this kind of problem. I am certainly not telling you that you should do it that way, but the percent in this problem is 25%. So percent over 100 equals the part over the whole. That's $60 is the whole amount of the whole cost of the shirt, or the total cost of the shirt. So we could still use the same strategies that we learned yesterday. And once again, I'm not telling you that you should do it that way, but you could do this the same way that we did the problems that we did yesterday. I wanted to make that very clear. Percent over 100 equals the part over the whole. All right, everybody try number 4. In this problem, we're finding the amount of the discount. So we're finding 32% of $80. That's how we would do it. Make sure you write your answer as a sentence. And like yesterday, we could use percent over 100 equals the part over the whole. We're given the whole amount. We don't know the part. We could solve it that way if we wanted to. Backside of your notes, please. Yesterday, we talked about commission. Once again, and you have a spot you need to fill in your notes. Commission is an amount of money a salesperson earns after selling a product. I talked about that yesterday. Some salespeople, like car salesmen or people who sell homes, they typically, not always, but they typically earn commission to add on to the amount that they already earn working in that job. Okay? In this one, we're trying to figure out how much was the commission. And in fact, here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to go ahead and do number 5 and number 6. Do 5 and 6, please. So in number 5, a real estate agent is paid a monthly salary based on commission. Last month, he sold one condominium for $65,000, earning a 4% commission on the sale. So he earned basically 4% of $65,000. Translating into a math problem, that's 0.04 times 65,000. And so the amount of commission that he earned was $2,600 for selling the one condominium. Number 6, a car sales agent is paid a monthly salary based on commission. Last month, she sold one sports car for $50,000, earning a 5% commission on the sale. How much was her commission? So you are finding 5% of $50,000. As a math problem, it looks like this. And so that means that her commission last month was $2,500. Number 7 and 8, which we will do together, are based on sales tax, which we talked about in full detail yesterday. Anytime you go buy something other than food, you have to pay sales tax. Everybody quickly do number 7 and 8. You are finding the amount of sales tax. In number 7, we are finding 8% of $75. That would give us the amount of sales tax that he had to pay. So 0.08 times 75 means Adrian paid a sales tax of $6. In our next lesson, we're going to add on to this, how much would Adrian have to pay total? So we would then have to add that sales tax back onto the $75. But that's for next lesson. Number 8, Amy reserves a hotel room for $90 and pays a sales tax of 13%. How much tax did she pay? Just like all the others, we are looking for this, in this case, 13% of $90 as a math problem. That's 0.13 times 90. So that means Amy paid a sales tax of $11.70. All right, last 2 problems for today. This time we're talking about profits. You have something to fill in your notes here. Profit is an amount of money a company makes from selling an item. An amount of money, and that's one of the reasons why businesses mark up the items they have so that they can make a profit. So in this one, a furniture store earns 30% profit on all sales. If total sales were $2,790, what is the profit? You're finding the amount of the profit. So go ahead and do number 9 and number 10. We'll compare them and then we're finished for today. We are looking for 30% of $2,790 because we're trying to find the amount of profit. And when we multiply that out, that means the profit is $837. Number 10, a retail store earns 40% profit on all sales. If the total sales were $3,320, what is the profit? We are finding the profit one more time. And so in this problem, the profit is $1,328. Any questions? All right, we are finished for today.